What's up, Titans? It's Tom Knight from Tighten Up Your Game, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about success and how you can achieve it no matter what the endeavor. One of the hashtags that I use on almost every social post I make is Titan Life, and for me, hashtag Titan Life means not only having it all, but it also means having the strength and the courage to do what it takes to have it all. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know that usually right about now I'd be telling you how easy this is going to be. This is not one of those videos, but I'll console you with this. The rewards are so much better than you'd ever imagine. Normally, I don't try to scare my viewers away. If anything, I'm always trying to frame things in ways that I hope are easily understood and implemented. But today's topic is one of those that whenever I get into it, people sometimes wince. And I think they do that because they simply can't imagine a version of themselves that is strong enough to conquer whatever inner demons are holding them back. Either that or the thing they say they really want isn't that important to them. Now, as you might have guessed, this video isn't so much about working out or dieting or really anything related to fitness. Rather, it's about getting exactly what you want, whatever that is. Over the decades, I began to notice striking similarities between my successes as well as the mirror opposite for all my failures, to the point that I was able to eventually boil it down to a single concept, and that's this. If you want to succeed, you're going to need to do all the things you don't want to do every day. Furthermore, you have to train your inner voice to understand that it does not have a say in the matter. So when it comes time to do the thing, whatever that thing may be, there's no turning back, there's no quitting, there's no giving up, there's no procrastinating. That's not what Titans do. In fact, it's the reason why I chose the name Tighten Up Your Game. It means pull it together so you can start winning. A couple of examples. I'd rather eat as much of whatever I want all day long instead of watching my caloric intake or macros or nutrients. So I do all the things I don't want to do to ensure that I'm eating as healthily as I can. The result is a trim, fit body that I feel really good in. Or here's another one. When I was in school, I'd have much rather watched TV at night instead of writing papers, taking tests, or answering discussion questions. So, once again, I did all the things I didn't want to do, and I turned off the TV and got to work. The result was that I graduated with honors, won the Lambda Sigma Award, and secured my name on the president's list. And these are just a couple of day-to-day examples. But what about the really big success stories? I like to think of my first big success story as the one I experienced in the music business. I grew up playing the drums starting around the 6th grade and was incredibly active in all the music programs in elementary school, high school, and college. And while I enjoyed a lot of musical success back then, I quickly learned that it was not the same in the real world. In school, the stage is already set, no pun intended. Meaning that I didn't have to do any real work to get noticed. All I had to do was be good at my instrument and show up for the gig. The path was already laid out by the faculty and staff. All I had to do was walk that path. But after school, reality smacked me in the face with the fact that the world wasn't going to lay out my path for me like that. Simply being good was no longer good enough. Not to mention that I was now facing a much broader, more fierce competitive landscape. So, I had to begin doing a lot of things that I didn't want to do. And these were also things that I was no good at. But if I wanted to get out of my basement and onto a big stage, I had to start doing all the things I didn't want to do. Things like creating demos and setting up blind meetings with studio owners and record label managers, most of whom didn't know me and had absolutely no reason to hire me, especially when they already had a nice sizable A-list of players to choose from. It was humbling to say the least. I can tell you it was not a fun experience. Here's another thing. I noticed that more and more music was being created in computers, and that if I wanted to work in that market, I'd have to learn to play along with sequenced music. and I'd have to make it feel just as good as if I were playing with live musicians. I'd never done that before. And by the way, computers are technically perfect. They leave no room for any error on my part. Practicing like that was no fun either, but I did it for hours every day. The combination of practicing like this, coupled with my exhausting self-marketing efforts, finally paid off. It's how I got to play with TLC, Monica, Stevie Nicks, and a great many other artists, as you can see here. In the end, doing all the things I didn't want to do eventually afforded me the ability to get all the gigs I did want. Another big success for me was winning an Emmy Award, getting some real recognition for my voiceover skills. But that's not at all how it started. Back then, I had been doing voice work for a couple of years and landed an agent who managed to help me book a few lucrative jobs, but I wasn't gaining any real momentum. The problem was that I was doing what so many male voice actors do when they first start out. They think they have to sound a certain way, and usually that certain way sounds an awful lot like the movie trailer voice we've all heard before in theaters. Only nowhere near as good. But it was fun, so I did it. What I soon learned is that I was leaving a lot of money on the table from having fun, or in other words, simply because I was avoiding learning any other styles of voice acting. In other words, I was only doing the things I wanted to do. But remember, success comes from doing just the opposite, all the things you don't want to do. So I made the decision to buckle down, paid for some quality instruction, and got raked over the coals by some really tough vocal coaches and acting instructors. You know, doing all the things I didn't want to do. But then I started booking a lot. Big jobs, too. Huge names like Acura, BMW, Crown Royal, Disney, Equifax, GoDaddy, Honda, Walmart, and a ton of others. By the way, not a single one of those jobs wanted that movie trailer sound I had fallen in love with. In this case, doing all the things I didn't want to do made all the difference. Next thing I know, one of my clients texted me saying I'd won this Emmy Award for voiceover. I didn't even know I was nominated. This is just another example of the kinds of rewards that come from ignoring our impulses to always take the easy road. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, show me some love by hitting the like button. And by all means, comment below if you'd like me to cover anything specific in a future video. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss any new releases. Okay, see you on the next one. What's up, Titans? If you're still watching this, lucky you. Here's a bonus clip, something I should have said in the video, and I realized that as I was editing. And that is this. For me, it never gets easier. Like, this is not one of those things that gets easier for me. So if it does for you, hats off, man. But that's not how it is for me. I still have to make myself do all the things I don't want to do. I never want to take cold showers, but I take 2 5-minute cold showers every single day because I love the way it makes me feel. But that does not change the fact that I hate getting into them in the morning and then at night. But they are amazing. I love working out, but the worst part of any of my workouts is going from inactivity to activity. In other words, starting that very first warm-up exercise is always the hardest thing because it means, okay, time to get started. It's never easy. It's fun and it's worth it, but I want to make sure that I'm very, very honest with you in that this never gets easy, at least not for me. So embrace the struggle. It's worth it.